Deuteronomy 30, man.
Yeah.
That was on point.
Huh?
Deuteronomy 30. That's a good one, man.
Well, really, yeah, there's different chapters of Bible chapters inside of here. But what it is that the Apocrypha means to be set away hidden. So what certain Bible guys did, devils, right? They took these books out of the Bible and they put it inside this book here. That's why you look at the side of it, it says Cambridge, so to speak. But you can get it for $10.
Read the first part. It says, translated out of the original tongues, and with a former translation diligently compared and revised by His Majesty special command, because it was part of the Bible as well. So somebody just woke up and goes, you know what is here? This is not we don't believe this is divine whatever. So they put it out of the Bible. Because they have power to do so. So imagine they go, Genesis, that seems to, it's not possible this could have happened. So let's get that book of Genesis out of the Bible.
Yeah.
That's what they did. I saw in your head that, right?
Yeah, it's alright, bro. Yeah, so
Deuteronomy 30.
Deuteronomy 30.
As back to Deuteronomy 30 and
I think it was in
from 2.
Yeah.
And shall return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Yeah, like I said, he's gonna basically take it back. Go on.
And will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy power hath scattered thee.
Who's gonna do that? A so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Go on.
You're lit.
If any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost part of heaven, from whence the Lord thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
Yeah, and the othermost part is talking about all the way at the west, which is the Americas. Because all of the tribes are predominantly in the Americas. Like you got, Yeah, all of them are there. Because when you look at the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro, the majority of these people, they did come from West Africa, but some of them either came from Spain too. The first so-called black slaves came from Spain, they were saying, and Portugal too. And they went to some of them went to Brazil, some of them went to other parts of the Americas, and even Benjamin too, the so-called West Indians today. The Levi, predominantly we all came from West Africa and certain parts of Europe, and we was translated to the New World, which is what they call, which is the Americas, so to speak. So that's the uttermost part that the Lord will save us from. Go on. There's one thing you gotta notice, brother, is that America is the main land of destruction, great astronomical destruction, and great deliverance. Go on.
And the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers.
Right.
And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart, and the Lord...
Yeah, it says the Lord will circumcise thine heart, meaning, like for example, metaphorically speaking, the Lord is going to put the laws in our inward parts. Hebrews 8 and what is it, 8? Hebrews 8 and 10 or something like that?
8 verse 8.
Yeah, you're going.
And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy power.
I say Yahweh, brother.
To love Yahweh with thy power, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
And how do we love the Lord? Give me the one in John 3. Hold what you got. Give me the one in John 3. Because this is the love. This is the true love of the Most High.
Yeah.
It's that. Matter of fact, it's going to tell you anyway.
Can I say something?
Show you. Yeah, go on.
The scriptures say that we're gonna bring us back to the land of our fathers, and we're gonna multiply. Meaning, in the kingdom, there's gonna be a lot of sex.
Yep, I told him.
A whole lot. Because we're gonna bring back the majority of our nation that died. So there's gonna be a lot of sexual activity going on. Feminism's gonna be stamped out, man. Say that out.
Yeah, it's gonna be about the male, what the male wants. In this society, right? If you got a woman, you gotta basically hold the door for her. That's gonna be out of the deal. Your woman is gonna call you Lord, and she's gonna do what you tell her to do, man. That's the position of a woman. A woman is not gonna have no say. What's basically the way it's going to go down is it's going to go back to the time of the beginning, where the man he has the authority to have power over his house.
Right.
Because in this society, that we live in, the so-called white man through the police or his government structures, they can basically have you not enforce the law in your own household or enforce control.
Right.
Because if, let's say for example, your kids get out of order or your women get out of order, you as the man of the house should supposed to control that, man.
Right.
And that's why we notice these women, they're very depressed. And the reason why they're depressed because they don't have a real man. It's the so-called white man prohibits men from actually exercising their authority, playing their position. Excuse me. But that's gonna go back to that, and we're gonna go back to the original, man, to where things are supposed to be going, brother. Well, at least you're gonna have power over our own household, man. That's what's gonna come back.
So 1 John 5:3.
Yeah.
For this is love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments.
Yeah, so remember about the love of the Lord, how we're gonna love the Lord. This is it right here. Go on.
And His commandments are not grievous.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, go on. Oh, you had a precept, isn't it, with that one as well, isn't it?
Really love is
pretty much the same with Deuteronomy 30. So
love is discipline.
Yeah, well, I mean, what comes out of this? Keeping the law. Right. Okay, you're not gonna have sex with your brother's wife, which that's adultery. You're not gonna steal from your brother. It says thou shalt not steal. Okay, thou shalt not kill. There's a thing of the scriptures, right? Which we'll get into all of that later on.
That's love. That's love.
There's so many things we can
That's real love.
show you.
it's Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right.
Fear the Most High and keep His commandments.
Right.
For this is the whole duty of man.
That's what the Israelite man is supposed to do. And not only are we going to do that, but we're gonna have all of the other nations having to keep the law. Okay, the so-called white man, all of the Japanese, the so-called Arabs, they're all going to be keeping the law and going into the high holy days. And if they don't go to the high holy days, basically their environment is going to have a drought. You see. But that's going to happen in the kingdom. In the kingdom, I'll tell you what, read that verse again, then I'll get to that point. Keep going.
But that's it.
The curses are going to fall on the other nations now.
Back to Deuteronomy 30 and 6. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, and that thou mayest live. Verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
That's it there. So when we go back to the time of the Babylonians, they persecuted us back then. Because what happened is during that time period, they went and infiltrated our towns like Jerusalem and basically went to destroy the city because it was desolate during that time. So the Babylonians, which are the Ethiopian people today, these Cushites, they're so anemic and sick and weak and poor. All right, so much so that they can't even swat a fly across their face. They're going to be your slaves too. Okay, because the thing about the dark races of people, what we have to also understand as well is there's different there's different types of races, but they're obviously of dark skin complexion. Okay, but the chosen nation, the chosen dark nation, okay, is the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, etc. That's the chosen, but you're going to enslave all of these people as well. All of these nations, man. All of them. Go on. Because they persecuted us. Go on, brother. Ooh. Yeah, I'm leaning on the side so it don't go away.
I can't wait till that day comes, man.
Go on, that's right, man.
Verse 8. And thou shalt return and obey his voice and obey the voice of the Lord and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. And the Lord and Yahweh thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand.
Right, the Lord is going to make us plenteous and abundant, man. So everything that we put our hands to, it's going to work way far beyond. Go on, brother.
In the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For Yahweh will again rejoice over thee for good.
Did you read the one with the curses of the nations? I'll tell you what, read that again.
Verse 7. And Yahweh, their power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
Right. So the curses that we're going through as Israelites, the other nations, they're gonna get those curses 10 times, man, 100 times. I don't know how many times, but it's gonna be more times than ever before. Because they're gonna be under our subjection. Okay, we're gonna be the aristocrats dominating the planet. Okay, and all of these other nations, they're gonna have to deal with what we bring out to them. That's gonna be the deal. So you got any precepts, anything?
Yeah. Basically, go on. This is Isaiah 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God, or his name is Yahweh, is upon me, because Yahweh have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Yep, and that's what, and so, you know, and when you look up the word anointed, the word there's Mashiach. So the men of the Lord that you see before you were anointed to teach the good gospel. You understand? Go on, brother. Just like how you had the 12 apostles and the prophets and stuff, where they would say, man,
preach good tidings unto the meek.
Preach good tidings upon the meek. The meek is somebody that's lowly or in a humble state.
Right.
And that's our people. We're in a meek, lowly state of mind. Okay, and also state too. So give me Matthew the 5th chapter. Yeah, go on.
It said, have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek, right? Because the reason to receive this doctrine, you gotta pretty much be lowly of spirit, man. You gotta be at odds with this pretty much society. You gotta know this something's not right about this place. You know, the reason why a lot of our people can't receive this, because they're rich in spirit. They got a good life. They got their wife. They got their children. They're all in the world, man. They're all entangled up into the world and thinking about the future and their family and raising their children. They're not thinking about these things happening. So this is good tidings unto those brothers that are in a lowly spirit. You know, and most brothers that are lowly spirit, they probably have like a sickness, or maybe they're catching hell at work. The white man is racism and shit like that. The woman that they want, they're not getting that woman, or the woman that they have is giving them pure health, the child support. And that's why when we tell them, listen, a kingdom's coming, you're gonna be ruling over these people, they're like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh shit. Okay, but show me the scriptures. But they're like, oh, believe in Yahweh, believe in Yahweh. I say, yeah, I'm down for it. Yeah. And then there's that. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. Because you're brokenhearted when you see your people down and out. Because my real family from Nigeria, when I went over to like Lagos, I see children there. They got like big stomach and they're skinny and shit. Some women they're slim and shit because they're poverty, man. Some they live in the bush, man. They got to build their own house and shit like that. So they're poor and they think that anybody from England or from America is automatically rich.
Yeah, they got money.
So that's how they think. So our people are broken. We're a broken people. Even in East India, our people are over there. The Dalit, Mahatma Gandhi, he called our people in East India, he called them the Dalit, which means broken people. And also the Dalit.
It's spelled D-A-L-I-T.
Dalit, yeah. Because there's a caste system over there in East India. They look at our people as the untouchables, like we're the lowest people. That's how they eat. The real East Indians look at our people over there. So these things, if you have a care and a love or compassion towards your own people and the calamities that's happened to them and all the travesties that we've been through, how can it not move you, you know, to even tears at times, man? So it says to bind up the brokenhearted, because this binds up your broken mind about all of this when you're told about our people will be restored in the earth. To proclaim liberty to the captives, because right now we're captivated to other races of people. So liberty meaning we're going to be liberated, we're going to be delivered from all the regions of the earth that we've been scattered to, and we're going to inherit a kingdom where we're going to rule over them. And the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Right, because we're bound. We got fight. You got what's this thing? National insurance numbers, social security numbers, birth certificates. We're pinned down to the system where this man is invading our own privacy, man.
And so much so that he can enforce the law and having you prevented from basically enforcing your authority in your own households.
Exactly. So
I don't cut you, brother. Like you were saying, that was a beautiful point. The Israelites are stuck in prison houses, and the prison houses is talking about the captivities that we're stuck under. That's what it's talking about. Go on, brother.
Yeah, like even you're in prison and you can't even be a real man. If a woman running her mouth to you, red tear.
smack you upside
You know
the
what I'm
head.
trying to say? Or she tried to emasculate you somehow. The way these women they do what they do because they think they can get away with it.
Right.
You're a man. You meant to put the foot right to her, man. You know what I'm saying? So she learned respect. So we're imprisonated. We can't even be real men in this society, man. It's demonized. It's terror. It's terrorism. It says to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance of our God, of our power, to comfort all that mourn. Exactly. So we're proclaiming a time where the Lord is going to send His Son to reap vengeance, man, for the things that's happened to us, to comfort all that mourn, because we're out here to comfort you. You know, because if we weren't out here, our people would just be like this, drinking and smoking all lives away. But if we're telling them, listen, you're gonna be liberated, deliverance, red tear, they're like, let me throw this cigarette away, let me throw this wine bottle away, let me believe, let me say, okay, it's calm now. Now that when I go to work, the same devil that's talking rubbish to me, I know one day I'm gonna enslave this devil, man. You know, that's how you're thinking. Your mind is changed. You're now thinking beyond. You're thinking about the kingdom, man. You're not thinking about this place, because it's not out here. This place is bullshit, man. So it says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, because we're mourning. You have a lot of our people that are not mourning. You have a lot of our people that are trying to get a record deal, driving in new cars, celebrating, partying all the time. They're not mourning.
Or trying to get into the football, you know, make the football team of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? So it says to appoint unto all them that mourn in Zion. So there's only to a selected few. There's not for everybody among our people. To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning. Okay, so this making you joyful. The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that He might be glorified. Because when we tell you this truth, we're telling you, listen, how you can be beautiful, a beautiful wife in the eyesight of your husband, which is the Most High, to grow your beard. This is how you become righteous.
And the thing I want to interject too, brother, you know, because you got certain brothers that come up and they say, well, I can't really grow a full beard.
Yeah.
You can grow the little beard you got, you know. You might can't grow the fullness, but you can grow something.
And pray that the Most High give you.
Or if you grow any little hair on your face, brother, you can just grow it.
Yeah, and pray that the Most High give you more, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how
like
you
this
become,
brother, you know, this brother, it took him some time to grow, you know, the full beard, you know. But it don't really matter. As long as you got that little beard, grow it, man.
I just want to get a little precept, because how does a man become righteous? Is 2 Timothy chapter
Like the
3
one, you
verse.
see his beard, right? He's got the beard. You know?
My beard's not big enough, man. Esau's got them big beards.
Yeah, they do.
Esau, you know, the white man, he's got them big beards. He's got them big, the heavy beards, man. That's weighing down his face, like. But it says,
Even my beard ain't big enough, man. I want my beard to be like all the way down here.
touching the ground and shit. Yeah. But it says 2 Timothy 3 verse 15, and that from a child that has known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation,
Right.
through faith which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
And that's showing you right there that that's the only way that our people are going to be revived. Is there's hope. I mean, like when you look around our people, it seems like there's no hope. You know, every time you go in these hoods, these ghettos, or wherever our people are at, they always looking down, or they either looking bugged out, or they on drugs. And you watch your TV, and they tell you, look, man, you're nothing but monkeys, and you're you're savages, you're miscreants. So all around your world, your paradigm is like basically, well, I ain't nobody. But guess what? There's hope.
Right.
Okay. And the reason why the Lord has us down in that low state, because of the LDs that we've done 3,000 plus years ago. So we didn't keep the law. Go on.
It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Because this is all love, man. It's for reproof and correction, because that's how you love somebody. If somebody's erroring, you tell them what's right, so they get right, so they correct them. For instruction in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So
that's the bottom line. Yeah, go on.
So basically, we're letting you know, listen, stop sleeping with other men's wives, man. Stop lining up your hairline, you know, getting high tops, and you know, we're trying to walk in the way we did in the ancient world, man.
Right.
We're trying to reform ourselves into how our ancient forefathers walked. You know, trying to the best of our ability. You can't do it perfectly because we can only do so much while in captivity. You know what I'm trying to say? We can't. The scripture says, kill. You know, if you see a man lying down with another man, you're meant to put him to death. Can we do that now? We can't do that now because the white man can't lock us up. And you know what I'm saying? That our face will be on the front page of the newspaper. Terrorism.
Sorry. Does it say that in the script?
If a man lay down with mankind as he lie in the bed with women,
there's abomination.
Committed abomination, they shall surely be put to death, and their blood shall be upon them.
So the reason I asked that is because me and a few friends, we touched on that same subject.
Oh, you did?
And we were just, it turned out to a very heated argument.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? The reason why your friend bucked up against that, because he's of this world. His mind has been indoctrinated, because the thing about it is, right, people have been brain fucked, and I gotta use that word. It's the same stuff that people didn't accept 50 years ago. Let's say 67 or something like that. Back then, I mean, you know, the idea of being a man and wanting to be a woman, that he was bogus. He thought shit freaking noodles, man. That's what it was back then. But nowadays, they've transformed the minds of the people and got them to accept what it is today. Because it really goes back to destroying themselves, man.
Yeah, we're all human beings.
We're all one.
You know, we all have two nostrils, we have two lips. You know what I'm saying? We all have the same
color blood.
You know what I'm saying? We all have 2 feet and 10 fingers and all that rubbish, man. But
to a scripture that it says.
I'll bring it.
Please, that would help.
That's it, bro.
Yeah. You bring out the scriptures and cut up them demons, man.
Yeah.
Leviticus 20 verse 13.
That's
if
right.
a man also
me and this
lied,
brother here, we used to bring that out a lot, man.
we got arrested one time.
Yeah.
Miss man, we got brought to the courts of law, man, in Croydon.
Well done, man. No, listen. Give it to you.
And the lesbians didn't show up though. Like,
Yeah, they didn't show up because they knew they were in the wrong. The Spirit revealed that they was in the wrong.
Yeah. Leviticus 20 verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Right, that's a nasty, filthy act.
They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
That's the word of God. That's scripture.
Can I know that?
Yeah, that's Leviticus 20 and 13.
Yeah.
And we know that scripture off the top of our heads, man. That's the main thing that needs to be exercised.
Leviticus 18 verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
And it's not the fact that, you know, because it's an abomination, but it has an effect on nation. Because see, the thing with a society, right? If you have one little small negative sort of element, and you know, and it influences other people, that element can grow like a seed, and it can plague everything. Okay, because that brings forth death. What we want to bring forth is life. So how do we bring forth life? By exercising the laws, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Look what the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
Yeah.
He burnt them faggots, man.
Yeah.
That's the last one of them.
And on top of that as well, like for example, you even got a thing called the land Sabbath. You have a land Sabbath where basically, let's say you work the land for 6 years. The 7th year, you're supposed to let that land rest, let it go. And then basically you go migrate into another land and you do work somewhere else. And then when you come back to that other land, basically the Lord is basically saying, I got you. You're covered. You got all the foods, you know, when you come back to that other land, or vegetables, so to speak.
Can I just finish off this
and
thing?
That brings forth life. Yeah, go on.
Then I'll just leave it back to you.
Yeah, go on.
This is Isaiah. This is back to obviously we're going. I don't need to change topic, but I just want to go back to this thing real quick. Isaiah 61. Going back to the thing that I was talking about. In the middle of verse 3, that he Isaiah 61, middle of verse 3, that he might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified, because we were set up to glorify the Lord. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations.
How we gonna do that, brother?
And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations, meaning the land of Israel, the land that we formerly inhabited. That land is gonna be rebuilt. It's gonna be a splendor in the earth, man. You know, when you talk, there's like the 7 wonders of the earth, the pyramids, the hanging gardens of Babylon. Then there was some other ones, man. I forget, but Israel is gonna be greater than all of that, man. The temple is gonna be built up properly.
And you know, I have to interject. What you have to tell the brother this? What are the temples in our homes gonna be made out of?
And man, we was going into it the other day, them precious stones, not even gold and silver. You couldn't have gold and silver, but you got even...
Revelation says the streets are going to be of gold, made of gold.
Imagine that. Imagine golden streets. Imagine straight gold streets.
Right.
The children are gonna be playing in it. You know, you can imagine it like, they're not gonna wear trainers. They're not gonna be wearing jeans. We're gonna wear them garments. We're gonna wear with fringes on it.
Well, if a brother want to wear denim, he could wear denim. That's okay. Because all of the resources belong to us anyway.
Right.
You know,
Right.
there's more than just denim though.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a heavenly kingdom, man. There's gonna be so many of us, and like I said, because the ones of us that get delivered, we're gonna be incorruptible. We're gonna be live forever. So we're gonna be like 200 million years old and still look young.
That's a bit too far-fetched, brother.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's way out there, but shit. Imagine how many women you might have had during that time. Millions upon billions of women. And remember how many children. You have descendants, billions of descendants. And you probably don't even know all of them. Probably you won't even recognize, you probably won't know all of them. You have so many of us that we're going to have to live on different planets, man.
Right.
Different galaxies. We're going to have to, because it's going to be an eternal kingdom. So we're going to have so many of us.
But you should have told the brother, because that's kind of beyond fathom. You should have said it. We're gonna live to 2,000 or 3,000 years old.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
And we're still gonna have crowns.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna look young, but our spirit is gonna be old, because we're gonna be ancient, but we're still gonna look young, but we're gonna outlive the other nations. The other nations, they're gonna grow old and gray hairs, and they're gonna die. But we're still gonna look young. And I've seen that same slave like a billion times over come back in the spirit. Like,
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But like, wait, let me finish. So we're gonna repair all Israel, right? But the slaves are gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. The East Indians, Esau, the white men, they're gonna build.
Yep.
Okay? And it says verse 5.
That's right.
And strangers, which is these other nations, shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. So basically, we're gonna have plantations, man. We're gonna have big plantations. And when you see the slavery movies with the slaves or our people on the picking the cotton, we're gonna have bigger plantations than those, because Esau only had us in slavery.
Right.
It was just one people he had in slavery, which was us. Right. But now when it turns round and we enslave the nations, we're gonna have nations in slavery.
That's right.
Not just one. You're not gonna have this Esau. We're gonna have Elam, Ham, Ishmael, Japheth. We're gonna have all these different nations and kindreds and people. So the plantations we're gonna have, they're gonna cover countries, man.
I tell you what, brother, you speak, because it's about that time. You got it. You in the spirit.
I don't know.
You got it.
So the plantations we have are gonna be so big.
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah. Oh yeah, go on. No, you got it.
Cool. So the plantations we're gonna have are gonna be so big, so vast, man. You know what I'm trying to say? We're gonna see all the different slaves. And it's not just gonna be men picking cotton or whatever. It's gonna be women. It's gonna be, you might pick a day, just walk through the cotton fields, to make sure that the slaves are doing their shit. And you might see a woman and think, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, slave, tell this woman and put her in the thing, prepare for me. Because what you had, when you took a woman, what did you do? She had to shave her head, and she had to pare her nails, and she had to mourn her father for like a month or something like that. She had to mourn her father for a month. In battle, you might have killed her family, man. She might not even want to sleep with you. I mean, this is back in the ancient world. She might not even want to sleep with you because you done killed her family, you killed her brothers. You know what I'm trying to say? So what would you have to do? You'd have to take that by force, man. You know what I'm trying to say? But in the kingdom, these women, they don't have to rape no one, because they're gonna come.
They're gonna rape us.
They're gonna be raping. Exactly. They're gonna be raping us. Yeah. They're gonna be trying to get away from their men.
That's right.
They're gonna be trying to, because their men are gonna be such a. That's what the scriptures. The brother pour out, the curses shall be upon them. Get out Deuteronomy 28 when it reads about you shall be verse 28 verse 43. That applied to us, but this is going to be put upon them.
As at Deuteronomy 28 verse 43, this